So let's look at what those are. Major breaches will be enabled by unpatched known vulnerabilities for which there's patches for over 2 years. By the way, that's a real easy one. For the last 2 years, most of these have been from unpatched systems for which a patch has been out there 4 to 8 years. 4 to 8 years, and yet people were not patching them. Chained attacks and attacks via third-party websites will grow. Vulnerable web applications will remain the easiest way to compromise companies. SQL injection and cross-site scripting will constitute more frequent and dangerous vectors of attack. Again, these are preventable, but we're going to still see that as far as the enablers. Third-party code and plugins will remain the Achilles heel of web application. I'm actually going to spend a lot of the time on my presentation about this. Server misconfigurations will continue to be the top source of vulnerability. Many vulnerabilities will be exploited in devices and systems that cannot be patched. This is a sad but true reality. With the Internet of Things, many of these devices that are being deployed, even when we discover known vulnerabilities in them, they are not patchable. And in fact, many of those device manufacturers will say, you can't tell people about that because we don't have a patch for it. So you are out there, unbeknownst to you, you are being breached, and they're not telling you about it. Your vendors can't, because they didn't architect it so that you can be patched. So that's going to be a foot stomper. Systems that we deploy that are network connectable, if they are not patchable, there should be a shelf life put on those that says they're not any good after a certain while. Most software will be composed of third-party and open source software, are these components that we bring in. These will become more of the exploit source that we have, and that's why I'm talking about that here as well. And more connectable, network connectable devices on the Internet of Things will have exploitable weaknesses and vulnerabilities publicly reported because of consumer risk. In fact, it's going to be consumer risk that's going to start driving many changes to what companies are doing.